What's up, family? It's your girl, Dr. Shonna. Listen, let's talk about this recent article that I just read. And you guys got to read the article. It's an article that's out there, and it says that Trump, his administration plans to evict 55,000 children. This is how they word the article. So it caught my attention, and I said, let me go on and read this article to see what they're talking about. And I started laughing. Not because the article was funny, not because what can potentially happen to the people, but I started to laugh because I just wonder how many of us realize that these jokers are playing chess with our lives. How many of us realize that this ain't a game? I think too many of us, we get so interested in stuff that don't matter. Too many of us, we're paying attention to shit that don't even matter while they're playing around with our lives. So I want to tell you guys a little bit about what this article says, and y'all got to go and read it. So the article is really talking about those poor people who receive subsidies. There's a lot of people out here that receive subsidies, and this might impact you and it might not. But here's what I'm going to say to everybody who's receiving some type of subsidies for their housing. This is not a game. While you guys are out here thinking y'all living it up, y'all saving some money, y'all can buy whatever y'all want because y'all pay 50 cents in rent. Let me tell you something. The Trump administration is not playing with you guys. They are not playing with any of you guys, and they are playing chess. So you need to take notes about what this article is talking about. You need to be aware of what it is saying so that you can plan accordingly, because make no mistake, right now, real estate is and has always been the game. And when people are living in these subsidized housing units, including housing projects, they want your housing. They want your housing, and they're going to get it. Developers are out here, and developers are seeing everything that's going on, and they want your housing. So here's the chess game that the Trump administration is playing. Let me put it to you like this. So the article says that they are now targeting households that have undocumented people residing in it. Currently, what happens is if you signed a lease and one of you guys are documented here in the U.S., or you have a child who was born in the U.S. and is considered a United States of America citizen, right? You were, in the current law, entitled to subsidized housing. That's what the article is talking about. So anybody who has a child who was American born, or B, one citizen that lives in a house, they were entitled to subsidies. Cool, right? Now the Trump administration is saying we're changing all of that. Now what they're saying is nobody can be undocumented. Forget the fact that the law said one person could be, or a child can be a citizen. Now they're saying nobody. And if you are somebody who is in a household with somebody who is undocumented, meaning they're not supposed to be here, they keep trying to stop my broadcast, y'all. They're not supposed to be here, then this is what's going to happen. You're not going to get any more subsidies. And where you're living, who cares what happens to you? That's pretty much what they're saying. Who cares? You're going to be homeless. You don't have to believe me. Go ahead and look at this article. The article came out May 10th. So if y'all haven't read this article, I suggest you go ahead and just Google Trump evicts 55,000 children. Here's what the chess game is. If you are residing in these apartments, these subsidies, they're saying this: okay, if we don't cut your subsidies, then there's a lot of people who qualify for these subsidies who are not going to be able to get it. That's the first thing they say. So that's going to make a lot of people upset. That's going to make the divide and conquer, right? We're going to start being at each other's threat out next, because there's a lot of people who don't have the money, who want to live in decent housing and get subsidies so they can be able to afford to live, because market rate is ridiculous no matter where you go. For the most part, market rate is high, so especially in New York, Texas, and California, the 3 states that this is really going to impact. So people are going to say, listen, I don't care. Get these illegal immigrants out of here. Get them out of here. These subsidies belong to me because I'm an American citizen. My children are American citizens. My partner is an American citizen. They belong to me. So now they're going to be at the necks and the throats of everybody who has an undocumented person. And this is what they do on purpose. Don't ever get it twisted. Don't ever get it twisted. This is what they will have you do. They will have you guys start turning on each other. Everybody's going to want their butter biscuits. And what their butter biscuits are, their butter biscuits is subsidies, right? Everybody's going to want their subsidies. So if somebody tries to move somebody in who looks like, see, people don't even have to know whether you're undocumented or not. They make a lot of assumptions. So if you look like you are undocumented, there's going to be a lot of phone calls into ICE, immigration, Trump administration. There's going to be a lot of phone calls into HUD, into housing, to rat out the people that they are assuming is undocumented. Here's another thing that they're doing. So they say, listen, if we give the subsidies to all American citizens that deserve it, all the American citizens that deserve the subsidies, if we give it to them, we're going to need approximately $227 million in order for this to work. Why they're going to need more money? Let me tell you why they're going to need more money. They're going to need more money because currently, as the rule stands, if you live with somebody who is undocumented, your subsidy, what they would give you, is prorated. So what that means is, say for example, if I was going to give you $2,000 a month, if everybody was legal and y'all was living in a place, I was going to give you $2,000 a month for your subsidies. But instead of giving you $2,000 a month because you instead of you giving you $2,000 a month because you have somebody in there that's undocumented, instead, what I propose to give you is, let's say, $1,100 a month, right? So it's prorated. Now what they're saying is, if we kick all these undocumented people out, everybody who lives in the housing that should be there, that gets the subsidies, will have to give them full payment. And it's saying this is going to cost an additional $227 million. Why is that a chess move? Because you guys know damn well Congress is not going to approve no additional $227,000 to go into HUD to some damn poor people. Come on, stop playing with me. Congress is not going to give no poor ass people no more money. Why is that a chess move? Because then they turn back around and this is what they say. Or if we don't ask for $227 million, right? If we don't ask for $227 million in order for people who are American citizens to get the subsidies, then that means we're going to have to cut the cost of quality services to the units. What does that mean? What does that mean? Well, if we can't get your asses out and y'all got to stay up in subsidized housing, we ain't going to fix shit for you. Here's another thing that they're saying. If they don't get that $227 million, they're going to stop servicing apartments. So if you think your ceiling is falling in now, shit, wait till they start cutting back more services. You're going to have rats sleeping in the bed with you. Rats is going to be telling your asses you're pulling the covers off of them and it's too cold. You best to believe it. You best to believe it. They're not playing any games with any of you guys. Y'all think that girl, what was that lady's name from the Trump administration? Lynn Patton. Remember, they made a whole well-to-do on the internet, and the news media came out to the New York City projects, and she was going around different projects in a city, sleeping with the people to see how they live, and she was documented their living conditions. She was taking pictures of the ceilings. There was rats crawling around. She sees that maintenance people weren't filling orders. She saw all of this, and it came out like she was supporting the people. And then you had all these poor people, black people, Hispanic people, all these poor ass people in the projects in the city talking about Trump has done more than us, than Obama has done for us in 8 years. That's right. Well, you know something? He fixed my ceiling. He got my vote. He got my vote. That's what all these people are saying, right? All these people are saying that. And little do they know, Lynn Patton was nothing but a chess move. Lynn Patton was nothing but a piece of the player on the board, the chessboard. They don't care if they evict children. They don't care if they break up families. They don't care if they send people back to their countries. They don't care if you're homeless. They don't care if you have to move in with your uncle, your grandpa who was a molester, your uncle who's a rapist. They don't care. They don't care what condition they create for your family. So that's why you gotta wake the hell on up. That's why you gotta read more. You gotta pay attention to what is boring. Pay attention to C-SPAN. Pay attention, because all this stuff that is being talked about right now has been talked about 5 years ago. All this shit, even the stuff about the abortion in Alabama, none of that shit was new. But we don't watch C-SPAN. We don't watch the boring stuff. We don't read the boring parts of the paper that talks about all this stuff, that lets us know what's going down. Here's another game that they play with people. This is what they're telling you can do right now. They said the Trump administration is open to what the public has to say. As of right now, until July 9th, you can contact the Trump administration to tell them your thoughts, because they're thinking about a lot of different strategies, even grandfathering in all the people right now who are undocumented and having the law apply to new people. That's what they're saying. So they want you to call in so you can give their thoughts. This is what they always do. They always ask people, what are your thoughts? We want to come in and knock down this building. We want to cut down all the trees and displace all the wild animals so we can build some housing. What are your thoughts? Tell us your thoughts, because they have to do that. Legally, they have to make a public post. Legally, they have to request that you show up. But what do? We rather not show up. We rather just listen to some music, right? And go out and eat. We rather have fun and spend all our money on vacation, not realizing we're about to be homeless next week. That's what the fuck we rather do. But they ain't playing no games. So you have until July 9th. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Let me go act like I got a life and go do some work. Get these waves together. I'll speak to y'all soon. Be blessed. I love every last one of y'all. Share the video, like and follow us here on Fly Nubian Queen, and like and follow me on my page at Dr. Shonna. Be blessed.